My name is Aaron Noble. I'm the founder and CEO of Poriferous. We manufacture Supor biomaterial, which is a porous, high-density polyethylene. It's used in all of the craniomaxillofacial space. This is produced in Noonan, Georgia, in the United States, and we distribute this worldwide in over 30 countries so far. Poriferous produces porous polyethylene implants. The actual name Poriferous for the company means presents with holes and passages, which is our focus as a company. So we produce items that are used in the body that have these porous openings that allow for tissue integration. Some key comments that we receive from surgeons worldwide is that you can bend the material and it'll hold into a shape. So it has an increased malleability that allows them to intraoperatively modify it into the shape that they need. It's also significantly easier to cut. You can cut it with a scalpel, but also pierce it with a small suture needle. And the comparison to the other brands of porous polyethylene on the market is really an aha moment for surgeons when they try it for the first time. As I'm working with our sales reps and our international distributors, I always encourage them to get out the examples that they have and have the surgeon actually hold a needle, pass it through the material, actually cut it with a scalpel. Because surgeons will see it and they'll say, okay, this is porous polyethylene, I know all about that. But when they go through these three basic elements where it's easy to bend, you can cut it easily, which allows them to make very intricate and elegant shapes that meets the needs of their patients, and then resuspend tissue. By suturing through the material, they can resuspend muscle, such as the temporalis muscle, to the material itself, without having to try to force a needle through and potentially breaking a needle. The unique thing about Poriferous and our services is the fact that we perform everything in-house. This allows us to perform an unprecedented turnaround of patient-specific implants that we can deliver sterile to surgeons in as little as 8 business days. The most valuable time is the surgeon's time. So if we can eliminate the interface between the request for a patient-specific implant, the review process for the implant, as well as the delivery without asking the surgeon or tasking them to do any additional work, this is the goal. It is a red carpet service that we offer. The customer service is very personal. It was important to always maintain a one-on-one relationship to where the customers could call in to us. We are a family-based business. That allows us to develop personal relationships with buyers, surgeons, and their surgical schedulers to have a true pulse on the needs of our customers. All medical device companies now under mandate of the MDR are required to perform what's called a clinical evaluation report. This is a non-biased report that is reviewed by multiple physicians and signed off and approved to ensure that it's in a non-biased way. So it has a very standard protocol in which this study is carried out. The result of this was quite amazing. It showed porous polyethylene as being one of the lowest incidence of infection, but particularly the lowest incidence of surgical reoccurrence. And that is where a surgeon would have to go back in and remove the device and put in another device, often at the direct expense of the hospitals. So many of the facilities worldwide that we provide our services to have experienced a zero reoccurrence of surgery. This comes from a repetition of thousands of cases. We work with the surgeons. We humbly ask their knowledge and we ask them to teach us more. We go into the OR and make observations. And it's during this time in the OR that we'll see a surgeon repeating something that maybe they're struggling with. And then in my mind's eye, I can develop something that'll make that easier for them. Poriferous intends to produce useful devices under the guidance of surgeons. Historically, surgeons have always worked with manufacturers, particularly tool makers, in the development and advancement of medical science when it comes to instrumentation and implants. Poriferous intends to offer this worldwide at an ever-increasing speed. So we strive to rapidly develop and come up with innovative solutions that further medicine on an ongoing basis. And this, I believe, will be the success of our company.
Poriferous is an outstanding company providing top-notch orbital and eyelid implants for oculofacial surgeons like me. I have been using the Supor quadruport conical implant for evisceration and enucleation surgery, as well as a low eyelid spacer implant for patients with low eyelid retraction wishing not to use autologous graft. The Supor quadruport conical implant is my go-to implant because it is easy to insert and to suture into place. I have been using it since it was launched and had not experienced any extrusion. I had similar experience with the low eyelid spacer. The patient experience have been positive and there has been no difference in the ocular surface irritation on post-operative examinations when compared to the autologous graft. It is an excellent alternative to autologous grafting of the low eyelid. Poriferous customer support is superb with prompt attention and fast delivery. Whether it's a custom implant or a typical implant, they work side by side with me to provide exactly what I need. This great working relationship has been crucial to the successful outcome of my patients.